Hi guys, Sonya back here from Sonya's Mixed Media, and I'm back with a small colouring book haul. I have, I think there's about 4 books here I want to show you. Some I managed to get from the local thrift store, and some others I got on Amazon and eBay. So the first one I want to show you here is Art Therapy, Aztec and Mayas, 100 Designs, Colouring and Relaxation. Now I bought this book because I watched a YouTube channel. The lady is called Mary, and her channel is called Another Little Piece of My Art. Now I've completely fallen in love with her channel. She has the most unusual colouring books, and this is one of them. And they are completely, like, all her books are completely different to what you normally see on a lot of people's channels. So it's really opened my eyes up to different types of books you can get. And since watching her channel, I've bought about 6 books, I think, that I didn't even know existed. So very unusual books. They are a little bit older books, like these Art Therapy 100 Design books. I don't believe they're in print anymore. You still can pick them up on eBay. I got this one on eBay. You can find some of them on Amazon if you're lucky. And another place is we have in Australia with free shipping is called World of Books, and they sell second-hand books. But the majority of them are not used at all. And I did find a few on there as well. So if you really want them, I believe they came out like 2015, 2016. So if you really want them, you just need to really hunt them down, but you can find them in unused or slightly used condition. This one, I don't think it's been used at all. This book is very unique, and I will get to the pictures now, and it is definitely a book that I would like to complete. Some books you just get and you just think, you know what, this is really my style. I really want to complete this book. I haven't just bought this book for the 1 page or the 2 pages I saw on a YouTube review. This book is me. This book I can see completely done, and this is it for me. And there is another one called Art Therapy Buddhism, 100 Designs, and Mary's got that as well. I love that one as well, so I went ahead and ordered that one. I did get that one on Amazon Australia. But Mary was really lucky. She got hers, I think she said it was from a Ollie's or something, probably a few years ago now, but she picked them up for $1.99. I wish I could find them for that. Unfortunately, I had to pretty much pay full toke for these because, like I said, they're no longer printed. So, and some of them are, some in the range are getting really expensive and really hard to find, like the one from Japan. But anyway, let's get into this. It's a beautiful hardcover book. It's very well made. And front here, it just has a little bit about the Aztecs and Mayas, and also a little bit about the colours that they used in their art. So that was nice to read. And yes, it did. This one came out 2015, and the illustrations are actually by Jackie Small. So they have listed illustrations are by Michael Soliek. I'll just show you that. So here it says illustrations Michael Soliek. So that was really great to have an artist written, and it's actually a hatchet book. So yeah, originally 2013, actually, I should say. So it's quite old, but you can still get them. You just need to hunt them down. And I absolutely love the designs in this book. When I saw it on Mary's channel, sorry. I have a bit of a cough still. I just fell in love with it. I just thought how original these designs are and how different they are. And there's a little bit of everything. There's like beautiful patterns, and then there's the bigger pictures as well. And of course, it's all Aztec and Maya style patterns throughout. So you have these wallpaper pictures that I quite enjoy doing when I don't really want to think too much. And then you have your bigger pictures here. Like this is so pretty with the bird, with the plants coming out, very folk artish. Just the paper is quite thick, even though they're double-sided, they are really quite thick. And I know that Mary has said in her video that she does use a lot of watercolor and acrylic paints and things like that, and the paper holds up pretty good. In saying that, I don't think you could use alcohol markers, but you definitely can use a lot of mixed media on this paper and it will take it. I haven't started this book yet, so I'm not sure. I'm just going by what Mary has said, and she's done quite a few pages, so, and she has a couple of these books, so I believe what she says. But aren't these pictures interesting? So these little ones here would be quite fun to do. You could just do one at a time, you know, just when you want to do something little, or while you're talking on the phone, or you could get the whole page done. So it's like all these art therapy books, every sort of second page is a wallpaper page. Some people hate wallpaper. I hate calling it wallpaper. I prefer to just call it geometric pattern. So if you're into geometric patterns, it's a really nice book to have because you get a bit of the patterns and a bit of the large artwork as well. Another beautiful page with the peacocks. I think they're peacocks, yeah. And then a kind of pattern type image. So you have a lot of these full pictures of the Aztecs and Mayas. And I really don't know much about the Aztecs or Mayas, except for maybe, I think didn't they used to have human sacrifices? Apart from that, I really don't know an awful lot about them. So it'd be good to research a little bit about them as well. But at the front of the book, it does say that in their images of corn, which you'll see also in this book, that they often coloured the corn in yellow, but also like black and I think red, and it has something to do with fertility or something like that. I just had a really quick read, so don't quote me on that, but that was interesting to know, you know, that you could colour in some of the corn pictures in black if you wanted to. So very cute and different sort of patterns. So if you really like geometric patterns, this is something different than you'd get in any of those sorts of books that are out at the moment. So I bought some twistable Crayola pencils and I really love them. I love how bright and shiny they come out. So I hope to work in these books, and I'll definitely be using my watercolour in these books as well. And probably for some of these geometric pages, I'll be using my gel pens. But I love how there's a lot of pictures of men in here as well. A lot of the colouring books by artists these days often have a lot of women. But it's nice to see a great range of men as well. A beautiful bird here. I like this page. This pattern page looks awesome. And you could do them both the exact same colour so they match, or you could do one like a funky, you know, pink and purple 80s style even if you wanted to. And you could do the other one like more of a natural colour. It's all up to you what you want to do. really awesome designs. I really love it. It's so different to anything I've seen in the colouring book community at the moment. And before watching Mary's colouring channel, I had never even seen this book before. I hadn't seen any flip throughs of it either. Didn't even know it existed. I knew that these art therapy books existed, but I didn't know that the range they had. I didn't know about the Buddhism book, and I didn't know about this book. And there's also one that I'd really like is the Japan one. But I've only found one so far on Amazon in Australia, and they want an incredible amount for it. It's obviously quite rare, so I'm just going to keep on the hunt for that. See if one comes up secondhand on eBay in the future. There's also an Art Deco one, but I haven't seen a review on YouTube, so I don't know what it looks like inside, and I've searched online and I don't know what the Art Deco one has, but I'm very tempted to purchase the Art Deco one because I've seen that up for sale. I just love these designs, how different they are. I love the line work. They're very, to me, they're very like folk art style. And I was one of those people, and some mandalas. I was one of those people in the early 90s that, was it early or late? No, I think mine was the late 90s, where I had a lot of the folk art style decorations in my house, and I used to do a lot of folk art crafts, drawing and crafts and wooden cutouts. I used to do all that sort of thing. Beautiful butterflies there, more mandalas. So it has quite a range of different things in here as well. I'll just have a sip of my cup of tea. And we've got animals as well. That's beautiful pages. I just can't get over how stunning this book is. And it's so little well known, I think. Now, let me know if you've ever seen this book before in the comments down below. I know it's an oldie, but I think it definitely is a hidden gem. It's, I think, definitely worth being in a colorist's book collection, that's for sure. Beautiful woman here. We got a pepper plant here. It's just such a range. Feathers. Here we go. Here's some corn, flowers. There's something for everyone in this book. And corn. And it looks like, yes, it's stitch bound, this book, so it's very, very good quality. It's not just stuck together. I love books that have the stitch binding, because you know that they're not going to fall apart when you add that watercolour down on them. It's not going to loosen the glue and your whole book's going to fall apart. I'm going to flip through this a bit quicker now because I have some other books to show you. But this is definitely a book I'm going to be working in a lot this year. And hopefully I get up some videos for you guys to show some finished pictures if you'd like to see them. And how different mediums work in this book, or look in this book. I mean, look at these birds, how different style that is drawn. Yeah, it's just, I don't really see anything drawn in that manner. So, yeah, it's just awesome. So that there was Art Therapy, Aztec and May's 100 Designs. And, yeah, really, really loved that book. So I'm going to get started on that one, and then when my Buddhism, sorry, I'll get it right, book comes in, I'll do a review of that one as well. The next one I bought, also after seeing Mary's channel, is this one, Classic Comic ... Horror. And I really wanted something different, and this is very different, and I haven't got any ... books. So the answers are in the back here. They're basically like comic book front cover pages, and you've got to do the ... to see what they are. If you can see some of those there. And what I'm going to do, even though the numbers are quite small, I do warn you, they are quite small. With my eyes, I have to use a magnifying glass with one hand while I do these, but I'm used to that from my Quirkles books. I also have to use a magnifying glass. But I'm looking forward to getting into some of these, and yeah, so what Mary did was she completed the ... and then she went ahead and coloured it, and they just look really interesting when you have coloured them. So I hope to get to that one as well. This is by mumbooks.com, mum as in M-O-M. Let's see, what else can I say? It's illustrated by Gareth Moore. And then you have instructions, and then you've got hints and tips. It says you don't have to start at number 1. You can start anywhere you like and then fill in the bits you've missed out later. That's a great tip, because I remember when I first looked at this, I thought, oh, where the God is number 1? I couldn't even find number 1. So already that's a great tip. So that's that one there. And this one was quite cheap. I found this on Amazon Australia for only $5, and that's got to be probably the cheapest book I've ever bought on Amazon. The next one, also from Mary's channel, oh dear, is Lovable Dogs Colouring Book. It's by Design Originals, by Brenda Abdoyan. I'll show you that. Brenda Abdoyan. So that's the back, and this is a really cute book. You know, I just love dog colouring books, but what I love about this is that it's got some options for you. It shows you can use method 1, which is permanent markers, method 2, which is colour pencils and watercolour pencils, or you could use watercolour paint. And then it shows you basic colouring options, so ideas on sort of what colours you could use together. And then it goes in and it shows you some of the finished artworks that artists have already done, and it tells you what they used. So this one, for example, was done with markers, and they used Sharpies, Tombos, Letraset, Pro markers, and Bic. And it's got that for, I think, all of the pages, and it says what they use. So this one here, they used colour pencil. This one was markers again. Markers, watercolour pencils, markers. This one's markers. A lot of them are markers. This one's watercolour pencil. Coloured pencil. So this one actually says it's Prismacolor. And it also says the artist who did it, watercolour pencil. And the rest are markers. And then it gets into the actual pictures. But I actually thought about doing these all in watercolours. So the whole book just in watercolour. And they're just so cute. And then it has these little quotes at the back of the page. Like this one, for instance, sort of touched my heart. Once you've had a wonderful dog, a life without one is a life diminished. So yeah, that's just a beautiful book if you're a dog lover, and I love the design of it. This one, yeah, because I bought this secondhand, this one just had this little bit coloured. So I can work with that. It's no biggie. They've just coloured in the eyes and the collar. And they did a pretty good job. And I think they used like a metallic pen of some sort. So it doesn't worry me at all. That's the only thing that's been done. And they've actually all got their name on the page here. So Buster and Charo, Chevy, and yeah, it just goes on. There's one quote in particular I like, and I had a bit of a laugh to my daughter, if I can find it. I haven't read all the quotes, but this was one that I just happened to open up to. See if I can find it. This one's definitely me. Anybody who doesn't know what soap tastes like never washed a dog. So I'm basically a dog washer, so that was me. Where is it? Let's try to find it now. So it's good that they're one-sided because I know I can use my watercolour and it's not going to bleed through to the next page. So yeah, I just really love the style in these, really sketchy and arty. So that's more little pictures at the back there. I didn't find that quote though. Where was it? It was something about when you buy a dog, it's the only time you ever get to choose a relative. I thought that was really funny. Because yeah, like they say, you can't choose your relatives, but yeah, when you buy a dog, it's the one time. Oh, here it is. Acquiring a dog may be the only time a person gets to choose a relative. That's so true. Okay, so the next two I got at the thrift store for $2.99. So this one is just wallpaper design. If you don't like patterns or wallpaper type pages, you probably just want to forward it to the next book because that's exactly what this one is. And this page was slightly done. It's got a very faint tint of colour on there, but I can go straight over the top. But yeah, it's basically what it says. It's wallpaper pages. They are double-sided, but they're quite pretty designs, and that's why I picked it up. So I did this one because this one had been started. I'm trying to think. I think it was this one here. That leaf there had been done. So I went from that and just finished the whole page and just did, this is in Crayola markers, and then I just did soft pastel in the background. So yeah, just did that one. And so even though the patterns are quite pretty and you get flowers and traditional wallpaper, the only thing I found that I'm glad I didn't pay full amount at the store for is that these patterns, there is so many patterns, I'm not sure how many exactly, probably about 25 or so, maybe 30. And then they're actually all repeated again. So I did this one all with my Flare glitter gel pens, and I love the Flare brand. They're really cheap. I think they're from India, and they're really nice and glittery, so I did that one. But what else? Oh, I wanted to show you this one, just to show you what you could do with a wallpaper page in this book or any book. So if you don't want to colour in the wallpaper page, but you want something on it, all I did was get my Twinkling H2O watercolour paints, and I just basically painted blotches here and there in purple, and then I painted blue blotches here and there and left some white areas. And you know what, that's all I'm going to do for that page, because I couldn't see me ever colouring in this page, but I think it still looks really pretty the way I've done it. It has a bit of metallic sparkle in there, and that's just one way you could, you know, if you're really not into these wallpaper and pattern pages and you have a book that has a few in them, you could just do that, and I think it still looks pretty good. Okay, so this watercolour did go slightly through because I forgot to put my blotting paper underneath, but what it did was it kind of picked up the pattern from this page, and the watercolours went through and left a pattern, which was really strange. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a pattern with the watercolours that came off of this page, but I quite like it. They actually went around the butterfly, so it's a happy mistake, I'm going to call it. So like I was saying, the only thing I don't like about this, I mean you may like it, is that the patterns are repeated, each one probably about 3-4 times in this book. So instead of giving you a whole book of all different patterns, or maybe 2 sets of the patterns, they've given you like 4 sets of the patterns repeated throughout. And I didn't know that till I got home, but still for $2.99, I think it was a good buy. But I really don't know why they had to repeat the patterns so often. So I'm glad I didn't pay the full amount for this. It says that this book's worth $19.95 in Australia, $14.95 in the US, and £9.99 in the UK. So that's still quite a bit, you know, quite an expensive book. Like $15 in the US for a book that's, you know, the patterns are repeated 4 times. But some of you might want that. But like I said, I only got this for $2.99, so I'm not too worried even if I just complete 1 set. Okay, and the last book is this one. I also got for $2.99 at the thrift store. I am really happy to have got this one. Hadn't been used at all. This is Colour and Create Flowers, Gardens and Botanicals. It's a mindful colouring to keep yourself calm. And yeah, I paid $2.99 and it says it's £9.99. So it must be an English book. And it's exactly what it says. It's flowers and gardens and botanicals. It's a Hatchet book, so it says Hatchet UK Company. It's from 2015, and it's by Bounty Books. And this is a really, if you love colouring in flowers, this is a really, really pretty book. And I'm so glad that I got it. I'm not hugely big on colouring flowers, but sometimes I'm in the mood, and this has such a vast range. It's just lovely. It has some of these botanical looking illustrations, and then it has some of the thick line artwork, and then it has some of the thinner lines, and then it has some of these quotes throughout. So it's really nice, and I thought it has doodly style in there. I thought I could even use this like as a journal perhaps, and I could kind of write over the flowers as well, but I don't know, I might just use it as a colouring book. But there is the option, you know, if you wanted to use it as a journal. I could also see it as a journal. And just really nice quotes and such a variety of different flowers. They probably are all clip art style, but that doesn't bother me at all. I love the paisley border around this. It's absolutely, I mean, that is so pretty. Around the poppy, I think it's a poppy. And just beautiful quotes as well. This would be a lovely gift for a mother or mother-in-law if they liked colouring as well. Or you could colour a page and tear it out and give it as a gift or frame it. It's just such a pretty book. And so, like I said, if you like colouring flowers, this is definitely one to add to your collection. Just because of the vast variety of styles in here. You have a bird added in this one. You have some sort of like more abstract style. I could see, you know, putting blotches of red paint over this, like really messy, like artistically. I used to do a lot of paintings like that where you just splatter paint onto a picture. And it looks, I don't know, it's very therapeutic as well. It looks awesome. Hello, summer. Oh, lovely hydrangea there. Try to flip through a bit quicker now and get to the one that I did. This is the one I did, just a quick one. And I used Crayola twistable pencils for the flower petals. I used Crayola super tips for the little buds there, or buds, what are they called? The centers of the flowers. I've totally forgotten. And then I used, I think, a little bit of gel pen too. On the leaves as well, and a soft pastel background. And then this quote I just filled in with gel pen as well. A friend is someone who overlooks your broken gate and sees the flowers in your garden. I thought that was very true and very nice. But what I did do an accident because I totally forgot, and I used a bit of Ohuhu markers just to start the inners of my flowers, and I was like, oh no, I totally forgot, and it went through. But I can probably work with that. I'll just do a yellow background for this page, and you know, I can fix this flower up. So yes, thankfully I noticed before I put the brown down and quickly swapped to my Crayola super tips. But that's just a nice cute page that I did. And then we'll flip through the rest. It's a really thick book too. So you could add things to these pages as well if you've got little jewels or stickles and things like that, or even stickers, or you know, stencils. You could do anything to these and jazz them up a little bit as well. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so that one was Colour and Create Flowers, Gardens and Botanicals. And like I said, I got this from the thrift store. See what year it came out. Did I say what year it came out? Let's see, it says 2015. So again, it's quite an older book, but you can probably grab these if you look at secondhand bookstores online that sell colouring books, or eBay is always a good one if Amazon doesn't have it anymore. Yeah, look up World of Books if you're looking up secondhand colouring books. I know they ship to Australia free. I think they're in the UK, but it's quite possible that they ship internationally, so look them up. I have found quite a few good things on there that I haven't been able to find elsewhere. So that was my colouring book haul for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great colouring day, and yeah, have fun, guys. Bye.